Now, the find and replace functionality allows you to find all the instances of a particular search term and then do a mass edit on those instances. And this can prove to be a huge time saver, especially when you have large data sets like this one. For our first example, we'll keep it simple and say that we want to replace all the instances of CO with the full state name Colorado. And this is fairly easy to do. I'm going to find and select, click on Replace. Now, you'll notice that the same dialog box opens when I select Replace. This is because the find and replace functionality typically go hand in hand. The find dialog we were working with previously is actually here on this dialog box in a separate tab. This is what we were working with previously. Now we're working with Replace. In the Replace dialog, you'll notice that there's an extra input box here, Replace With. So the idea here is to say find what and replace with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I want to find all instances of CO. Now, the letter CO can actually be part of a word, for example, company. So what I want to do here is I want to find all the cells that have CO as the entire cell contents. And you'll notice here that that's already checked, match entire cell contents. If I uncheck this and run a find and replace without this option selected, Excel will replace every instance of CO, no matter if it's part of a word or not, with the term that I'm replacing it with. So I'll select match entire cell content so that won't happen. And then I enter in the term that I'm going to replace CO with, and that term is Colorado. Now I've got two options here. I can either select replace all right now and just go ahead and replace all of the instances of CO right off the bat. Or I can go through a couple one by one just to make sure that I've got my search term correct. Obviously, it's generally a good practice to kind of test out your search terms before you pull the trigger on all of them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to select Find Next first. And it's going to find CO. And if I select Replace, it replaces that instance. It looks like my search terms are correct. So now I can pull the trigger and replace all of them. I'll click on the Replace All button here. And Excel tells me it's made 28 replacements. Look at this dialog box. This is a great secondary indicator on whether or not your search terms were correct. For example, if this dialog box told me that Excel has made 500 replacements, I'll know that something is wrong because I know that there aren't 500 Colorados in here. But at this point, looks like everything went okay, and so I'll just press the OK button here, and I'll close this out. And we've performed our first find and replace.